capacity at home. My name's Lisa Ravji and I'm going to be doing a 30-minute yoga session with you today. So we're going to be focusing in this yoga session mainly into the hamstrings. So your hamstrings are at the back of your legs here. So if you do lots of running, walking, exercise or sitting for long periods, if you sit sat at a desk working, you can get really tight hamstrings. A lot of people have tight hamstrings. I do too, because I do a lot of walking. So I feel it too. So these poses will be very good for releasing into this area. So if you're new to yoga, always listen to your body. Don't force yourself into any of the poses. So take a modification if one's given, or just take some time out if you feel like it's getting too much. So it's quite handy if you have a yoga strap today. So you don't have to have an actual yoga belt. You can use a normal belt, what you would wear, or you can even use like a scarf or something like that. But don't worry if you don't have anything like that. Okay, so we are going to get started. So we're just going to start in Shavasana just for a few moments, just to get ourselves centered, get ourselves in the zone, ready for our 30-minute practice. I'm not going to stay here too long. Okay, just to get ourselves ready and in the present moment. So we're just going to come down onto our backs. Any tenderness in the spine, bend into the knees and place the feet flat to the floor. If we're okay there, just extending the legs, palms facing up, allow the feet to just naturally fall apart. Close your eyes and just start to bring the awareness into your body, into your mind, into your breath. The rise and the fall in the belly. As we inhale, feel the belly rise, and as we exhale, feel the belly contract. So just start to connect into the breath. You can use the Ujjayi breath if you want to, that victorious or fire breath we call it. As we inhale through the nose, pressing the tongue to the roof of the mouth. As we exhale, pressing, feeling the breath travel down the back of the throat, making that little snoring sound. Or you can just use your natural breath. We just want to calm the mind so we can bring our attention fully into our practice. So a few more breaths. And just slowly start to bring yourself around, opening your eyes, drawing your knees up, guys, and taking a little sway from side to side, holding around the knees with the hands, just supporting the knee. Dropping the knees toward me, just coming onto your side. And then slowly coming up into a seated position. So we're just going to start in a little Surya Namaskars or Sun Salutations. It's really good for just heating the body up, getting us ready for our practice physically. We're not going to do too many rounds, just enough, and we'll start the process of releasing those hamstrings. So just come up to a standing position. Come to the front of your mat. Make sure you've got any blocks if you're using blocks, or your equipment, your straps around you. So bring your hands into prayer position, Anjali Mudra. Take an inhale, we come up, palms together as we take a little back bend. As we exhale, coming into forward fold. So straight away you will feel something going on in those hamstrings. So bend into the knees if it feels like it's too much. Extend through the spine and look up toward the ceiling. Place the hands onto the knees if it feels like it's too much in the back of those legs. Bend into the knees and step back and come into plank position. Shoulder on top of that wrist, being hip distance. Drop to the knees, put the bum in the air, come down to the chest and the chin in half a Chaturanga Dandasana as we lift up into Bhujanasana. Keep the elbows bent, squeeze the elbows into the waist and roll the shoulders back. Look up toward the ceiling. lift and press down through those toes, and we come into downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Look towards your navel, roll the shoulders away from your ears. This is great for releasing those hamstrings. Tailbones nice and high, press down through those heels. Bend into the knees and step forwards back into your full fold, forward fold. Chest toward the thighs. Come into a half fold, extend through the back. Place the hands on the knees if you need to. Come back into your fold, bend into the knees, and come up, palms together, and come back to our starting position. Good, a few more rounds of this. So we inhale, bring the arms up, little back bend as we exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs. Inhale, half fold, extend through the spine. Take a little bend into those knees and step back into plank. Drop to the knees and the chest and the chin as we inhale, come up into Uttanasana, elbows bent, cobra. Squeeze those elbows in. Press down through those heels, coming into downward facing dog. Look toward the navel, tailbones high. Bend into the knees, and this time you can either step or jump, and we come straight into half fold. Then come into full fold. Take an inhale, come up, palms together. Exhale, back to the beginning. One more round, guys. Take an inhale, palms together. Little back bend, Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take an inhale, look up, and extend through the spine. Ardha Uttanasana, half fold. Bend into those knees and either step or jump into plank this time. Come to the knees and the chest and the chin as we come down toward the floor. As we inhale, come up, and exhale, coming into downward facing dog. This time we're going to stay in downward facing dog, guys. We're going to take a little walk in the dog here. So I want you to bend and press into each of the heels. So bending into the knee and pressing into each heel, really feeling those hamstrings start to activate, start to release. So I want you to really press down, feel those hamstrings start to let go. I want you to walk your feet to the edges of your mat and press down through those heels. Nice wide downward facing dog. If it feels too much, bend into the knees. Otherwise, feel that nice length along the back of the body, along the arms. Looking toward the navel, roll those shoulders away from the ears. Soften into the knees and walk back into hip distance, into your downward facing dog. And I want you to lift into your right leg. We come into three-legged dog. Bend into the knee and place our foot forwards, coming into low lunge position. Then we're going to come into kneeling half split. So we're going to extend through that leg, flexing up into the foot, bringing the chest down toward the thighs. If you have any blocks, maybe you want to put a block either side of your leg here. So feeling that release into the back of the leg. Placing that foot down toward the floor, lift up onto that back leg, coming back into downward facing dog, lifting the left leg, bend into the knee, placing that forward just into your low lunge, just for a moment, then sinking back, extending, flexing the foot upwards if you can, and then chest coming down to the thigh. Try and keep the hip on top of the ankle in that supporting knee. Breathe, open your body with the breath. Never holding on to the breath. Placing that foot back down to the floor, lift onto the back knee, coming back into downward facing dog. Take a little walk in your dog. And I want you to walk the feet forwards, coming toward your hands, coming into forward fold. We're going to come into hands under feet pose, Padahastasana, so placing the palms of your hands underneath the soles of your feet. If that is too much, do not worry. You can take dangle pose, so you go in elbow to elbow, holding around the elbow and allowing your head to come down toward the floor. Otherwise, placing those hands underneath the feet. Draw the chest toward the thighs, then bring the elbows wide, so the elbows bend. We get this beautiful, beautiful forward fold. Big release into those legs, into the back of those legs, also into your spine. And release your hands, bend into the knees, take an inhale, palms together as we come up. Exhale. We are back to standing position. Good work, guys. We're going to stride back on that left leg, nice and long, coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose, turning the left foot in about 20 degrees. If you have blocks, maybe using your blocks to help you out with this pose as well. So we take an inhale, bring the arms up in line with the shoulders. Exhale, we reach over to the right, coming all the way down if you can to the floor. If not, don't worry. Use your block or place your hand onto your leg, wherever feels right for you. So big activation there, big release into those hamstrings. Your hand comes up in line with your shoulder. Either keep the gaze forwards or look up towards your thumb. Breathe. Just a nice gentle breath, opening your body. Take an inhale, come up, exhale, bring the arms down, turn that right foot in, 20 degrees, left foot goes out, inhale, bring the arms up, reach, exhale, coming down toward your leg, floor or block, keep that hand up in line with the shoulder, breathe into the pause, never forcing yourself in any of the poses, opening your body. Inhale, come up and exhale. Keep your legs nice and wide. Bring the hands down. Maybe just take a little step outwards if you can. We're going to go into a nice forward fold here, guys. I want you to turn your feet in as if you're pigeon-toed. So we're going to take a nice big forward fold here. We can get a little bit deeper in the fold when the legs are wider. So we are going to take Prasarita Paduttanasana. So we're going to take a nice big fold here, hands onto your hips. We're going to take an inhale, look up, and an exhale. Start to lower your body down toward the floor. Nice flat back as we come down. We want to get the crown of the head down, if possible, to the floor or as far as you can. Now place the hands onto the mat, elbows in. If that's not possible, again you can hook elbow to elbow and coming into this dangle position here. Breathe into the pause. Take an inhale, extend through the spine, look up. Just walk the hands forwards. And take an exhale, you just turn the feet slightly outwards. I want you to just walk the hands back in and walk both hands over to your right ankle. If you can't reach the ankle, come to the shin or to the knee. Taking a beautiful big stretch over to the side here. Nice release into the back as well. If you want to, take it a little bit deeper, bending into that left knee and taking that beautiful stretch all the way along the side of the body. If that's not possible, don't worry, keep both legs straight. Release from the pause, come back to center, take it over to the left side, place those hands around the ankle or the shin or the knee, hold here. If you want a little bit more, bend that knee, pull away from the body, really feeling that stretch of the left leg. Slowly come out of the pause, bring your hands back to center and slowly bend into the knees and just release, come up. Walk the feet in slightly, then step the left foot forwards, come back into Tadasana. Back to the front of your mat, mountain pose. going to take a stride back in the left leg, the right leg is forwards. So the hips are facing forwards, we're going to come into warrior one. So the hips are forwards, the foot turns about 60 degrees in, so you're almost facing forwards. Hips center. Bend in the front knee, take this lovely lunge position. Take an inhale, bring the arms up. Either keep the hands by the side of the ears, or we can come into Anjali Mudra and take a look up toward the thumbs. If you feel a bit dizzy on this, keep the head forwards. From here, we're just going to go into a little balance. So we're going to warrior three. If you have any blocks, pop them underneath your shoulders. As we come forwards, taking the weight forwards into that right leg. As we lift, flex the foot down. If you can, try to straighten into that right leg. Don't worry if it's not there, keep a slight bend in the knee. Slowly bringing that leg down back through warrior one. And coming back into your center point. Stepping back through the right leg, coming into warrior one. So the left leg is forwards. Hips are facing forwards. Bending through that front knee. Inhale, bring the arms up either by the side of those ears. And now the shoulders all together. Thumbs together, looking up. Or keep the gaze forwards, wherever feels comfortable for you. Really press down in that back heel. Feel that hamstring release and great release into the calves as well. From here, take the warrior three, Virabhadrasana 3. Take the weight forwards, lift. Remember, you can use blocks underneath those shoulders. If you need a bit of support, flex the foot down. Try and straighten into the leg, nice and strong into the hamstring. Slowly coming down into warrior one. Stepping that back foot in, taking a little back bend here. Forward fold, come to beautiful fold. Take a half fold, Adho Uttanasana, extending the spine. Step back or jump back into plank. This time we're going to come into downward facing dog, so just lifting through the hips and coming into downward facing dog. Breathe. We're going to lift the right leg, coming into three-legged dog, guys. As we lift through that right leg, we're going to bend into the knee. We're going to plant the foot forward, so we're going to come into pyramid pose. So we're going to come forwards, bringing the leg forward, straight, extend through the legs. So the back foot is turned forwards, almost looking straight. If that feels too much, take a slight turn in the foot, but if you can, facing forwards, very strong into that hamstring, both legs. The chest comes down to the thighs. If you have any blocks, maybe use a block either side of the leg. Very strong this one. Also known as intense side stretch or pyramid pose. Very good, release into those hamstrings, into the back, into the calves. Breathe. Bend into that front leg, into the back leg. We're just going to bring this leg back into your downward facing dog. Take a little walk here, press each heel down, then lifting that left leg in the air, three-legged dog, bend into the knee, placing the foot forwards, both legs come straight as we come into pyramid pose, turning that back foot facing forwards, chest down toward the thighs. Remember, you can use a block each side of the leg to help to support you. Breathe. You may find that one side feels better than the other. This is my tight side, so I really feel this in my leg. So listen to your body. Breathe. Bending into both knees, this time stepping that back foot forwards, coming back into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Take an inhale, bring the palms together, come all the way up. Exhale, we are back to the beginning. Awesome work, guys. So we're going to stride that left leg back nice and long, coming into wide stance again. So we're going to take Skandasana, which is side lunge. So I'm going to give you two options on this, guys. So you can either go down onto the right knee, and we can hold here, really feeling the stretch along the leg as we lift into the foot, so feeling the stretch along that hamstring then into the inner thighs. Or we come all the way down here to the floor, so on the ball of the foot, flexing into that foot, feeling that big stretch there. Don't worry if you can't get all the way down, stay in your standing position. So from here we walk over to the other side, flexing into that foot, really feeling that opening here. Love this stretch, I use it for my hips as well. Coming back over, flex into that foot. If you want to be a little bit more advanced in this pose, lifting the hands, bring the hands into Anjali Mudra, coming over, flex the foot, coming over. One more time, each side, flex. One more time, guys, flex. Good, turn the body this time, so bring the hands down toward the floor, turn the body to the front, bring that knee down, hold here for a moment, as we lift that back knee, bringing this leg back into your downward facing dog, take a little walk in the dog here. Make sure those feet are hip distance. So now press down into both legs. Just want you to walk the feet about 1 centimetre wider, just a little bit wider. Then we're going to take a nice big stretch here as we bring the right arm and we take it across the left ankle, up and underneath the armpit as we take the drishti underneath, looking up toward the ceiling. If you can't reach your ankle, do not worry. Go to your shin, the outer calf, or go to the knee. Or you can just stay in downward facing dog if that all feels too much. Breathe. Bring the hand back to center, taking the other hand across and over, looking underneath the armpit, up toward the ceiling. Breathe. And release, bring the hand back into downward facing dog, come to the knees and come into child's pose, guys. Balasana, take a little rest here. If we struggle to get down into the heels, bring your knees wide, bring the head down. Let's take a nice little resting pose here. So we're going to do some floor work now. So slowly coming up, and we're going to take a few poses here, okay? So we're going to bring the right leg forwards, and the left heel comes in toward the groin, so in this kind of half butterfly position here. Janushirshasana, head to knee pose. This is where your straps are going to come in handy if you have some. Okay, so you can place the strap around the center of the foot and really help to get you down in that stretch. Otherwise, you don't have to have them, it's just an added option. So we're going to take head to knee pose, guys. So we're just going to inhale, bring the arms up, and exhale, reach beyond the hip, beyond that toe, all the way down, chest coming down, head down, use your straps if you have them. So try and relax around the back of the kneecap, try not to pull and force the body. Take an inhale, come up, and an exhale, release. Okay, this time, guys, bringing this knee behind, comes three-limbed pose. So bringing the knee behind, the foot comes behind, facing up. If this feels too much, keep in butterfly position. Now try and bring this knee closer to the inner thigh. Okay, so you get a nice stretch into those thighs as well. So from here, take an inhale, bring the arms up. Take an exhale, forward fold, hinging from that hip. Stronger into that hamstring now. Use your strength if you need to. Take an inhale, come up, and an exhale, release. Awesome. Bringing this knee wide, so opening the knee, sitting down into those hips. Bring it nice and wide as you can. Remember, if that's too much, bend and bring the foot inward. Taking revolved head to knee pose, perfect Janushirasana. So bringing that arm up. Left arm comes up, right arm is out, we come over. Nice side stretch here. Try and look up and underneath the arm. Breathe. Take an inhale, come up, and an exhale, release. Awesome work, guys. When you do all that on the other side. So bringing that foot in, and this time we do that on the left leg. So the left leg is extended, going from Janushirasana in our head to knee pose. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hip, come down toward the thigh. Head coming down last. If it feels too much with the foot flexed up, just relax the foot. Try not to hold over the toes, try and hold around the toes. Use your strap if you have one. Take an inhale, come up, exhale, taking our breathing pause. You can stay where you are in this one if this one doesn't work for you, especially if you've got any knee injuries. I would stay where you are. So bring that knees close to that inner thigh as you can. Take an inhale, bring the arms up, hinge from the hip as we exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we come up, and exhale, release, taking this leg wide. Or remember, you can bring the heel in, coming into half. As wide as it will go, so it's a beautiful position here. Take an inhale, bring that arm up, exhale, over we go. So really nice stretch into the back as well. 9 times out of 10, when we are stretching into the hamstrings, we are stretching into the back as well. And you'll probably find as well, if you have any problems in the back, you will have tight hamstrings, you'll have problems in the hamstrings, and vice versa. It's all interconnected. Take an inhale, come up, and an exhale, release. Good. We're going to try heron pose now. So just bring those feet in a moment. Take a little hug into the knees, or just allow your legs to come forward. So I'm just going to demonstrate heron pose. So again, if you have a strap, it might be quite handy to pop the strap and help you into the pose around the center of the foot. So again with this one, the full pose is with the knee underneath you here, the foot just outside of that thigh. If that's too much, then bring the foot in here, okay? So if you have a strap, you place it around the center of your foot. We bring the hands to the inside of the foot, and we extend through the leg, really feeling that lovely stretch. Try and keep nice and upright in the body. Try not to curve into the shoulders. Feel the stretch, but don't force the stretch. Breathe. And release. Well done, guys. Taking that onto the other side, so the left leg. Bringing that other leg underneath. Bend into the knee and then extend. into the spine. And release. Awesome work, guys. So we're going to take a plow pose now. So again, I'll give you an option on this one because it can be a little bit tricky. So plow is very good, it's an inversion, it's good for releasing into your back muscles. But it's also good you feel the release into the hamstrings as well. So we can either go for kind of a half version, just lifting the legs here and holding here into this kind of vertical position here. You could also go against a wall if you have a wall for a little bit of support here. If you want to go into your full plow, we just lift up through the legs, supporting into the back as we come over, toes coming down toward the floor. You can support the back here or extend your arms or into this thing, as I like to support my back. Choose your option. Slowly start to release from the pause. Excuse me. Coming down. Very good. I want you to draw those knees in and take a little swing from side to side. Just release into those back muscles. Take a little rock up. And then come into a kneeling position. So we're just going to take a little stretch here into those hamstrings for one more time, and then we are going to be finishing up in a little bit of shavasana and we are done. So we're just going to come back through our downward facing dog. So coming into kneeling and lift up through your down dog. Take a little walk back through the dog. Walk those feet toward your hands. Take in one more forward fold. This time, if you can, placing the hands around the back of the legs, drawing the chest toward the thighs. Releasing those hands, bringing them back down to the floor. Walking your feet back into downward facing dog. One more time. Take a little walk back into the dog. Coming down onto those knees. Coming into child's pose. This time bringing the hands behind. Slowly coming on to your belly and then turning onto your back. Just finishing in a little bit of relaxation after all that hard work. Either bend into the knees or palms up to the ceiling, just relax. So yoga is not just a physical practice, but an emotional and mental one too, also spiritual. Just allow your body just to let all those energies settle. Mind, body and soul. We carry lots of emotions in our hamstrings. Said that we carry competitiveness, ego. So there's a lot of emotions that can be released when we are doing our practice. Not just the physical release. Just allow your body to feel the calmness, that inner peace that you get every time you practice yoga. A few more breaths. Remember, you can stay in Shavasana longer if you want to, but it's only a 30-minute class, so I'm going to be bringing you out of it for now. Just start to bring the awareness into the body, wiggling your fingers and your toes, drawing those knees up towards you, maybe taking a little sway here from side to side. Drop the knees toward me. Just coming into front bridge for a moment. And slowly coming up into a seated position. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Take a little namaste. Open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Went slightly over 30 minutes, but hope you enjoyed it anyway.